Okay, so today I've decided that I'm just gonna kind of let my brain take us wherever we need to go. Uh, I first just want to take a moment to reflect, okay? It's been 2 months now since I've been at this podcast, and it's come with a lot of ups and downs. So I kind of want to talk about it. I've also decided that this month you just get me, okay? I've had to pause on my Real Authentic People, the rap series, because I just haven't been able to prioritize getting out there and meeting new people, and also just trying to have conversations with the people that I know. So here we are. You get me this month, all right? Deal with it. Lately, I've been feeling, for lack of a better word, stuck, you know? Life's not really bad, but it's not necessarily amazing either. It's just kind of like meh, you know? And I talked about this a little bit in a previous episode, but this feels just a little bit deeper than, feeling trapped due to the way society has laid out this quote unquote life for us. So yeah, this one just kind of feels a little bit more personal, and I just want to get it out. So here we are. This episode will really act more as an internal reflection, a chance for me to work through some of these things out loud, because right now, I just need a listening ear, even if it's just me, myself, and a mic. So if you have the space to listen, I'd appreciate it. I feel like I'm staring at two paths, okay? One path looks really, really comfortable. There's not a lot of hills, pretty flat, an easy journey. And then the other path, it looks a little bit more strenuous, rocky, steep, challenging. But both of them are appealing to me. The first path, for obvious reasons, it just looks easy. But the second path, because it looks exciting. And I feel like I'm at that part in this hero's journey where I have to make some hard decisions if I'm going to make it to the finish line or just make it to where I want to be. And I just don't know if I'm ready to make those decisions yet, And I hate to admit it, but I like feeling comfortable, It's easy, it's safe. But what's crazy is I feel like I always find myself questioning the comfort. And I always ignore this feeling at first because I don't want to admit that it's time for growth. I'd rather just stay where I'm at because I don't want to do the hard things. Who wants to fucking do the hard things, That's just the reality. But I also know that if I don't confront this feeling, it's just gonna fester, and then I'm gonna crash out because I didn't fucking deal with my shit. So, here we are. My life right now consists of what I would consider a pretty normal and relaxed lifestyle. I work a full-time job. I work out 2 to 3 times a week. I meal prep. I see my family fairly often. I play volleyball a couple nights a week. I make time for my creativity here and there, like when I can. And then I spend time with my close friends on the weekend, right? These are all good things happening. On the outside, it seems very balanced. It looks healthy, but internally, I'm struggling because I feel the pull to something more. I've been wrestling back and forth with this feeling for weeks now, and I'm trying to understand how and why I feel this way when there's nothing in my life that's necessarily bad. And I'm frustrated because it's like, why the fuck do I feel this way? Life could be so much worse, you know? Worse things are happening in the world right now. Let's not make this a big deal. Like, fuck. So, something I'm challenging myself to recognize is that it's okay to have feelings that I might not yet understand or that I don't feel worthy of having, because at the very least, I'm aware of them. You know? I'm aware that these are thoughts that I'm having, and just because I don't understand them yet or I don't feel worthy of having them doesn't mean that they are any less real or any less valid. I just need to allow those thoughts and feelings to surface so I can confront them. I've been trying to look at this from a deeper lens. You know, why am I so frustrated with my current lifestyle? And I'm finding that it's because I'm not spending enough intentional time alone. I'm so fucking consumed by everything that's happening in my life that sometimes I don't even have time to just stop and smell the roses, bro. Like, fuck. And I think the hardest realization that I've had to make is that in order to combat this feeling, I'm going to have to say goodbye and take a break from the things in my life that maybe haven't necessarily hurt me or made my life worse, but that I'm now recognizing are what's holding me back. Does that make sense? And this is confusing to me because how is it that the very things that bring me joy are also the things that are holding me back? Like what? How the fuck does that make sense? What? And I'm especially struggling because there's one thing in my life that I don't know if I have the heart to say goodbye to yet, but I know that I need to, at least just temporarily. And that one thing for me is volleyball. Volleyball has been the center of my universe from the time I could fucking walk, damn near. And the thought of saying goodbye or taking a break from it, makes me physically ill. It's been so hard for me to rationalize that something, you know, like volleyball that has brought me so much joy, something that I love so much, is something that I need to take a step back from in order to ease this feeling and tap into my higher potential, right? So I guess they don't call it the hero's journey for nothing. Fuck. Part of me wonders if I'll really be able to do it. But then the other part of me wonders who I could become without it. You have to understand, volleyball for me has become a part of my personality at this point. It has engraved itself into my soul to the point where I've started to ask myself, who am I without volleyball? My bio on Instagram literally says, I create and play volleyball sometimes. Like, what the fuck? I mean, not that even whatever, but I'm not sure who I am without it. But I want to find out. And that's what terrifies me because it means I have to walk away from something I love. The biggest thing out of all of this is that, and I think this is what probably scares me the most, is that volleyball has given me a community. It's brought me relationships and friendships that I genuinely cherish. And the thought of risking those relationships to follow a feeling that I can't shake just feels selfish. And I don't want to risk losing those relationships that I've built with people because I'm too busy finding myself. I just fear that if I'm not as present in the community, then I won't be invited to come around or be able to stay in touch with everyone. And what's fucked up is that I'm scared what I will lose if I leave, but I'm also scared of what I won't gain if I don't. Does that make sense? I just feel like I can see both sides of the coin. And I don't know which one makes sense, heads or tails. Why am I speaking in riddles today? What is wrong with me? Okay. Anyways, I just want to get rid of this feeling of confusion surrounding what path is the right path. And I just need to go with my gut, let go, and take the leap. That's it. So I think the reason why I'm feeling this pull to release my grip on volleyball is to ultimately make more time for myself, but to do so intentionally. There are so many things that I have thought about wanting to do, but never really taken the steps to go do those things. I would really love to learn Spanish and take an actual college course on it, but that requires time, effort, and energy. I want to prioritize my gym routine more and challenge myself while I'm in there. I want to be more spiritual and look into what faith means to me and have an actual spiritual practice. I want to learn how to play the ukulele. I want to work on my diet, learn more about food. There are all these things that I want to learn about and explore and push myself into those challenging and growth stages that life can bring. And I'm just not currently getting that in my day-to-day lifestyle right now. And some could argue that, well, your life seems pretty content. Why would you change it? Because I'm bored. I'm literally so bored. Shit is just boring. And I am the only one holding myself back. I'm tired of talking about all this shit that I want to do and then not being about it. What the fuck am I doing? I think really what it comes down to is discipline. And I preach discipline, all right? Being a college athlete, I know what it means to be disciplined. I had a coach who used to say to me all the time, stick to your assignment, follow through. But applying that to my life, my actual life sometimes, is hard and it's messy, especially when it comes to spending intentional time alone. Because even when I have time alone, I find myself just completely distracting myself, right? Especially by scrolling on my phone. Holy fuck. Anytime alone, I'm just TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, fuck, So it's in those moments that I need to be more intentional with my time, other than just rotting my brain away and distracting myself from the things that I actually want to do. So I just need to stop taking the easy way out. Stop talking about it and be about it, I just really need to be more disciplined and consistent when it comes to the things that I want to do until eventually, hopefully, it just becomes a habit. Because I think if you don't challenge yourself, you're not getting the full experience of life. Life is supposed to challenge you. Life is supposed to, push you into these phases of growth. But it's also our responsibility to seek that out at the same time. Like, we can stay comfortable and be comfortable. And again, nothing wrong with being comfortable. But I just, at the end of the day, I just don't think that you're getting the full experience out of life if you don't do things that challenge you and make you grow. And so, again, all this shit is easier said than done. But it really just comes down to recognizing it, prioritizing it, and staying consistent with it. What I'm trying to say is that there's never a right time to choose to do something different. You kind of just have to start doing it and see what happens. It's probably going to suck at first, and I'm probably not going to be perfect at it. But if I can just get over that initial hump and stay consistent, I'm actually like super excited to see what happens. So anyway, thanks for listening. I know this was more of a reflective episode, but I hope it opened your perspective to challenging yourself a little bit more, you know? Because sure, the easy path is nice. But I don't know, you might like the strenuous one more. And you won't know until you try. Because fuck, there might be a better view at the end, right? You know, the other one's got like a fucking dingy little pond. But this hard one over here, you're going to see fucking 5 waterfalls. I don't know, you know? Spoken like a true mediocre spiritual influencer. You're welcome. Anyway, I think I've dumped enough of my shit on all of you. So, I guess thanks for listening. And I'll see you next week. Okay? Peace.